Here's the before of the taillights. Old halogen, terrible. Those I just updated. License plate lights. All LED. Gotta do taillights. And I don't know if people just didn't drive at night back in 2005. But these lights, atrocious. Couldn't even see that far. Stay tuned for LEDs. What is going on, everybody? Hope you've been well. Welcome back to Bourbon Life, where, as you know, it's all about the Suburban. And today, we're going to be installing all new LED taillights for the second time. I've already tried spider headlights, and I think when you try to install LED aftermarket taillights into an older vehicle such as the Suburban, it's 2005, the computer, the BCM, acts a little crazy, thinks there's bulbs out, and you get the hyper flash, you get issues with your cruise control. So the reason why I decided to get a new set of taillights is because there's a resistor already built in. The problem I was having the other night trying to install the spider headlights, or taillights rather, is I installed a resistor, but I think I installed it on the wrong wire because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a professional mechanic. I just like tinkering on the good old Bourbon in the garage. So this resistor already comes pre-wired in this Spec D taillight, and the reviews are hit or miss on Amazon. Some people say there's condensation issues. However, from some of the reviews, this might just be a plug and play application, and that's what I'm hoping for, because the last thing I want to do is start trying to test out where to put the resistor. LEDs could be real finicky, or the vehicle could be real finicky with installing LED taillights. So let's start by removing these and get into it. All right, so like I was saying, nothing can go easy, you know? Every time you start working on a project, it's like nothing goes easy. I should probably just take my wife's advice and say, leave it be. However, I love doing this stuff. I love tinkering. I love learning. I love working on vehicles. So here's where we're at. Here's the old, these are not original. Definitely not original. They're aftermarket. However, I really want to try to get the LED. I got an LED reverse light that works. I just got to work on the brake and the blinker. And I think what happened was I was getting confused, because when you take this thing out, flip it over, flip it around, you get confused which is the brake, which is the blinker, especially when the lights are out and the truck's not running. So it's a lot of trial and error, turning on the truck, testing it out. And if you don't have another person, you just kind of have to figure it out as you go. And as you can see, I had to resolder and resplice the wires back together, because I put the resistor on this wire, and this is for the blinker. Oh, I'm sorry, this is, there you go. This is for the brake, this is for the blinker. These two are not working at the moment, and I think it's because the oils, here's a tip, the oils from your skin will deteriorate the bulbs, and eventually just they'll quit working. So make sure you wear a pair of gloves when you're working with halogen bulbs. In this case, we're just updating to LED, so it's no big deal. So stay tuned. I'm gonna get everything wired up. I'm basically gonna plug and play exactly how it shows here. I'm hoping this resistor, see, this is what's interesting about these Spec D taillights. Here's the resistor wired, it goes into here. And then the black and yellow wire come out from the top, which I'm assuming this is for the blinker. My concern is for the cruise control to work, this might fix the hyper flash because the resistor is wired in. For the cruise control, I don't know if it's gonna work. So let's get these plugged in. We'll test them out, Stay tuned. All right, YouTube. So I got one light put back in, and before I close it up, I wanted to show you. I like this dielectric grease made by 3M. It's a great product. And then I use this Red Wolf electrical tape. It's kind of like hockey tape, or maybe like, no, because tennis, the tape you put on your tennis racket is more rubbery, but this is kind of like hockey tape, or like lacrosse tape for your stick. And got everything wired up, dielectric grease, taped up. This is just the connection for the diode dynamic reverse LED light. I just wrapped it real good so there's no water penetration, and then of course put some dielectric grease. This is my mishap from the other night, trying to wire in a stupid resistor. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a master mechanic. I just like tinkering on the bourbon. So let's see, we're not out of the woods yet. Everything seems to be working. However, I need to take it on a test drive and make sure cruise control works. If cruise control doesn't work, it's probably a resistor issue with the brake light, which would mean I would have to open this all back up and splice in a resistor, but let's take it on a test drive and see. Okay, let's go. We are doing good so far. Everything's wired up, testing it out. I just tested the reverse lights. I will get it on camera for you guys, but everything seems to be working. I'm gonna put you guys on the tripod so that I can press the brake lights. So everything's wired up as it should per the instructions. But these are looking awesome. All right, for the review. The hazards are on right now. Everything seems to be working. Let's see if the brake lights work. Let's see, I gotta play back the video. Let's see. How do you stop this thing? Well, testing out cruise control on the new LED taillights. Got it working. Had to hook up 3 total resistors. One on each side of the taillights, and then I bought a harness with 2 resistors already wired in. We working. Come around to the back. And we got full LED brake lights. 3rd brake light and both the main tail lights are all LED, including the license plate lights. Now, the taillights came in pre-wired with resistors for the blinkers. However, I needed to wire 2 resistors, and I just put the 2 on the driver's side for the brake lights so that the cruise control works. Well, LED, she looking good. Oh, and these are stock, by the way. Stock LED turn signals on the mirrors. Pretty cool.